In this video, we're going to replace the HT Navitas air pump. As you can see, we have the calf massager raised up already and propped up to give us room to work, and we've removed the front flange. So the first thing we need to do is remove the two air valves that are on top of the air pump. So using a Phillips head screwdriver, we're going to remove the 4 screws that secure each of the 2 air valves. Okay, and once that air valve is loose, then we can move to the other one. Again, there's 4 screws securing it to the air pump. Okay, so you can see that air valve is also loose. Next thing we're going to do is remove the 2 screws from the front of the black plastic air pump cover and then 2 screws from the back. Again, Phillips head screws. And we'll remove the 2 from the back. As you can see, removing the 2 rear air pump cover screws requires the rear shroud to be removed. Once you do that, again, you'll need a real short screwdriver to remove the 2 screws from the rear. Okay, once that cover has been unscrewed, we need to disconnect the air feed from the pump to the air valves. It's the gray tube that feeds the 2 yellow supply hoses. So it's the gray tube coming from the air pump to the yellow air valve supply hoses that needs to be disconnected. You'll need to use a wire cutters to cut the zip tie that secures that gray hose. And then just use your hands to pull that hose off the fitting. Okay, the next thing we need to do is pull the black plastic cover forward toward you, and you're going to need to use some pressure because there's still a hose connected to the air pump inside the cover. So pull firmly out, pull the right side as you're facing it forward toward you, and then move the cover off to your left out of your way to give you access to the air pump. Okay? And then the air pump is simply secured with rubber suction cups on the bottom. So you can use pliers to work those suction cups free from the metal plate it sits on. There's 4 of them, 1 in each corner. And then pull the pump out toward you. And lastly, we need to go back to the rear of the chair and follow the air pump power cable back to the main PCB and disconnect it. Which will require cutting a zip tie. You can then remove the air pump from the chair, from the front. There we go. To install the new air pump then, we first need to locate the gray hose on the inside of the plastic air pump cover where it should still be secured, and pull the hose out of there. And then we need to install that hose onto the new air pump fitting. Make sure it's securely installed onto the fitting, and then slide the zip tie down to make sure it's secured. Then align that gray hose with the corresponding hole in the plastic cover and push it as firmly as you can. It's difficult to do because the plastic or the rubber surrounding the hole is very firm. But if you can get it aligned and partially through the hole, then you can use a needle nose pliers. You can use a needle nose pliers to fish it through there. Okay, then pull the hose as far as it will come. Until it looks like so. And you'll need all of that length of the hose to install it into the chair. From that point on, you can simply perform the other steps in reverse by placing the assembly into position, reconnecting that gray air supply hose to supply the air valves with air, securing both the air valves onto the assembly and the air pump onto the frame, and then reconnecting the power cord to the PCB in the back.